Before we start, disclaimer, this is all of my opinion, please respect it and I'll respect yours. Season 1, Episode 2, Witches Before Wizards. This episode starts with a recap of the first episode as a dream. When Luce wakes up, she says good morning to the world and King and punches Hooty in the face. So this is episode, I'm going to make this clear, this episode is all about Luce wanting to be a witch and wanting to go on adventures like in the Good Witch Exora books. So this episode is about Luce wanting to be a witch and going on adventure like the Good Witch Exora. Eda sends Luce and King to sell potions. Luce decides that her destiny was to be on the Boiling Isles. As they finish up, she complains that she hasn't started her quest like the Good Witch Exora. When they finish their last potions, Luce and King finds a wizard who lives in a castle. King warns Luce that wizards are just old men who have glitter in their pockets. And Luce tells King there's scones on the table. They go sit down with the wizard. The wizard tells Luce of a prophecy of a human girl who gets a magical staff from a lake. Luce and King leaves to pack for the adventure. As Luce is talking about what type of chosen one she should be, Eda comes in. King asks her to tell Luce how dumb wizards are and how not to trust them. Eda agrees with King, and King tells Eda about the wizard client who told Luce she was a chosen one and gave her a map to them. Both King and Eda starts laughing at Luce. After King and Eda leaves, Luce finds a secret part to the map that says, the chosen one, the path will only appear to the worthy. And she comes to the reason that Eda and King could not see it is because they weren't the chosen one. Then the show cuts to Eda asking King if the wizard was her client. King tells her yes, and Eda says she doesn't know him that well and goes up to Luce's room, but she has left. She asks Hooty where Luce has gone, but Hooty tells her if she wants to know, she has to answer a riddle. But Eda just punches the house and Hooty tells her. We cut to Luce leaving the town. She goes through the forest. She comes to a grounds full of cats. She comes across an eye candy person. A person who's just there for hotness, like a hot woman or hot man. I really don't care enough about this character to learn his name. So we cut back to Eda and King going back to the castle where we find it in ruins. And they find some other scrolls that looks like the one that Luce got from the wizard. We cut back to Luce and the eye candy. And Eye Candy is telling Luce his backstory, blah blah blah, his family got murdered, his love got murdered, and says, can love bloom on a battlefield? And Luce says, this quest is questing in all the right ways. I know this isn't supposed to be an adult joke, but how they say it, Mike Bobbers took it that way. So after that scene, we come across a crazy cat person who asks Luce a riddle to cross the bridge. The riddle was, what's his name? But he's wearing a name tag that says Chris. And it was right, Chris lets them through. Also giving Luce a ring, the eye candy becomes more of an eye candy after he takes off his shirt for Luce, for a cape for Luce. After that, we cut to Eda, who finds the cat town in ruin as well. The last cat person in the town tells Eda to get Luce back, she needs to follow the path. Eda figures out it's a trap. We cut to Luce, who's talking to a fairy about an off-screen food party. A fairy gives her a bracelet. Then Luce says, I hope this quest never ends. And then Chris says it will in very shortly because the staff is basically ahead of them. Luce goes to the staff, she pulls it out of the ground, and everything turns dead and the staff disappears. We cut to Ida writing on her staff, telling King about the demon who faked everything, which is called a puppeteer. Then we cut back to Luz, who sees the puppeteer that is controlling all the people she met on her adventure. And all the stuff, the ring, the cape, and the bracelet were all magical handcuffs and chains. And we learned that the puppeteer is mad at Ida for stealing his customers. And Luz will lead Ida right into his trap because of her wanting to feel special. Then Luz says Ida is not too stupid to fall into the demon's trap. And then Ida shows up and gets caught by the monster. Luz gets put under a spell where the eye candy and everyone else is. The eye candy says to Luz, "Why would you live in a world where everyone makes fun of you?" And Luz says, "Yes, I like this, but you're not real." And she kills the wizard, running free, and sets Ida free. They all starts killing the puppets, and the demon holds King hostage. And Luz says sorry to King for not believing in him. Then Luz kicks her swords and kills the puppeteer. Luz says she wants to go home because she didn't think it was like she thought it was. Then Ida takes Luz to a place where they can both see the bone of the Titan that died and created the Boiling Isles. And Ida tells Luz that the Isles look definitely and disgusting up close, but everything is different at a different perspective. Luz asks Ida how she knew the demon was lying. Ida tells Luz, if we wanted to wait around for something to make us special, we would die waiting. That is why you need to choose for yourself.
Ida, how did you know that wizard was lying?
Look, kid, everyone wants to believe they're chosen. But if we all waited around for a prophecy to make us special, we'd die waiting. And that's why you need to choose yourself.
Does that mean you'll give me a magic staff of my own?
Not yet, but someday.
This episode was a weak one, but not the weakest one. This episode is weak, or the weakest episode. It's not bad. It's just there's so many great episodes that were already put out, but this one dies down when you get into the later seasons. This is one of the weakest episodes in the series, but don't make that think it's a bad episode. It's still a great episode. It's just, there's so many other good episodes out there that are kind of like this, and I will never understand why Dana wrote all the filler episodes, because they feel like filler, all the weak ones. But they're still good. They all feel the same. It's either Luz or King not feeling special and going out of their way to try to feel special. This one, 8. Well, 8 is really, I have it harder than you. But, this one, the library one, even though that's funnier than this one, stuff like that is, like, annoying when every episode that is filler feels the same. And I feel like anime does this a lot, especially, like, Naruto. A lot of filler episodes can be, like, filler and feel all the same. But it's not the greatest episode, but it's not the worst episode because, like, there's still good parts to it. And, we only have done one other episode besides this one. So I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 10. It isn't a bad episode, just a weak one. What did you think of episode 2? We'll go by episode.
God damn it, I won't be able to remember episodes.
So this one is about the wizard tricking Luz to go onto adventures.
I actually do kind of like that one as far as its deconstruction of the media goes,
Yeah. I thought it was very slow, and I'll explain why. I thought it was slow because of the quick cuts, like this, then this, then this, then this. It just felt very long.
I didn't really mind it. I thought the episode was really good in terms of it being satire on how adventures go and the chosen one and things like that.
Yeah, definitely. The message behind the episode still is strong with me. It's just it just felt longer to me, especially rewatching it for the review. So videos to the left are the last episode of the review and the video that YouTube picks out for you.